The 2018 Acura NSX couldn't be any more different than the first-generation NSX. That car was purely mechanical, with manual steering and a naturally aspirated engine. This generation is a marvel of technical wizardry, with 3 electric motors and a turbocharged engine. Still, it works, and it scores a 10 for performance. Despite its complexity, the NSX delivers on the promise of supercar performance teamed with driving clarity. Mounted behind the driver is a 75-degree, twin turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 that puts out 500 horsepower on its own thanks in part to 15.2 pounds per square inch of boost regulated by electric waste-to-gate control. It has both direct and port injection for optimal fuel delivery. The sound from outside the car is somewhat flat and uninspiring, but from inside the tube-in noises provide a more muscular ripple, especially in track mode. The engine is mounted to an electric motor, which, in turn, connects to a 9-speed dual-clutch transmission and a limited-slip differential. The 9-speed has paddle shifters, but the shift programming will get the car around the track in the quickest manner. Speaking of which, the NSX is fastest on track mode, where it holds gears longer and uses the electric motors on the front axle for torque vectoring to help the car rotate through corners. The direct drive motor between the engine and transmission adds 47 horsepower to net output, charges the battery pack, and helps smooth out shifts. Mounted in front of the engine is a lithium-ion battery pack made up of 72 cells. Up front is a dual-motor unit with 1 motor for each front wheel. Each motor supplies a maximum of 36 horsepower and 54 pounds-feet of torque to its wheel. In fact, the car can move under light loads on that power alone. That power can also be used for the aforementioned torque vectoring. Down the center of the car is a power drive unit that regulates battery electricity sent to the front motors. Together, the motors and engine create 573 horsepower and 476 pound-feet of torque, resulting in supercar-type performance numbers of 3.0 seconds for the 0 to 60 miles per hour time and a top speed of 191 miles per hour. The rear engine design gives the NSX a 40-58 rear weight bias, but the additional motors and batteries make it somewhat heavier than a 2-seat supercar. It weighs in at 3,803 pounds. Ride and handling. The NSX translates electronic forces into mechanical action. It's very good at all of it, from regulating the suspension's ability to deliver a ride that ranges from firm to comfortable, to the steering's range of quick to careful responses, to the powertrain's relaxed to high-strung behavior. The suspension features front and rear aluminum wishbones, as well as springs wrapped around magnetic ride control dampers. The steering has electric variable ratios. Both systems change their behavior based on the chosen drive mode, which ranges from quiet to Sport Plus and finally to track. In quiet mode you could almost mistake the NSX for a Honda Accord from behind the wheel. The car runs on electric power as much as possible and the engine revs are capped at 4,000 revolutions per minute. The driving character is relaxed, subdued, and comfortable. Sport mode is the default. It lifts the rev limit, pipes some noise into the cabin, and delivers sportier but not high-strung throttle and shift mapping. In Sport Plus, the NSX puts down maximum motor torque, adds more weight to the steering, and pipes in